I am Colonel Jesus Maglambayan, retired, and before I was assigned as attack pilot at 50 Strike Wing. I flew the 8028D Tora Tora, and then followed by the OB-10, and after that the SF-260 Warrior. So I flew that planes. So I also flew the TP and the Layang for maybe around 3 to 5 years before I finally retired in the Air Force in year 2007.
And I am Jesus Madlambayan III. I am also assigned at 15th Strike Wing, currently at the 16th Attack Squadron, flying the SF-260 TP as a wingman, and currently a safety pilot of the A-29B Super Tucano.
What was it like to be a strike wing pilot?
Today, being a strike wing pilot, I think is the ultimate assignment that you can have in the Air Force. One for sure, during our time way back in 1986, 88, siya yung most dominant unit of the Philippine Air Force. From the very beginning, ito na talaga yung in-ambition ko to become a member of the Strike Wing. Before kasi medyo mahirap talaga pumasok kasi normally ang kinukuha dito is coming from Clark, yung galing basa. So I was one of the lucky few na nakapasok sa Strike Wing. That was 1988, kainitan ng campaign against the insurgents, the People's Army, we call it like that. And that gave me the real talaga objective to be good as a strike wing pilot. During that time, kakakasal ko lang din sa mother mo, kay Tess. And medyo pa noon, that time medyo mahirap kumuha ng tirahan doon kung saan ka pwedeng sumama. But eventually, naka-adjust kami. I was able to make good of being a good family man, at the same time performing my duties as a combat pilot. The transition from a Cessna or Marquette pilot took us about maybe just 6 months. 6 months of training sa combat crew training, and eventually after that, immediately once medyo proficient na kami, we were given the order to get deployed sa Zamboanga initially, flying the Tora Tora.
According to my mother, one of the most difficult aspects of having an attack pilot for a husband and a son is the potential for lengthy separations and deployments. My husband, who is retired now, gets deployed for extended periods of time, which made it emotionally challenging for me and our children. The next is the stress and the anxiety. The nature of military service, particularly in high-stress roles like an attack pilot, leads to increased stress and anxiety for my husband, my son, and I. Coping with the demands of the job and the potential dangers involved can take a toll on mental well-being. Next is relocation. Military families often have to move frequently due to deployments, reassignments, or transfers. This disrupted my children's education, social connections, and stability. Lastly is emotional burden. Supporting loved ones in a high-risk profession can bring emotional strain. Concerns about their well-being and the potential for injury or loss can be emotionally challenging to deal with. Communication, resilience, and a strong support system can help navigate the challenges and enhance the positive aspects of having an attack pilot husband and an attack pilot son.
What my family did was we learned to accept that our father was a pilot and he was part of the military. So he won't be always around. He doesn't go home every day. And To be honest, we didn't know the difference because we only get two parents, and that's what we grew up with. My father was always deployed. He was out working late in his office, but it wasn't all bad. There were a lot of good memories that we shared together. We learned to appreciate what we have, the moments that we spent together. We tend to maximize our trips whenever we would go to the beach, or before he goes home from work, he would bring us chocolates or anything of the sort at all.
From the words of my mom, and I quote source and maps, having an attack pilot for a husband and a son brought both positive and negative aspects to my life and my kids. I have listed 3 advantages or benefits. The good, first, pride and honor. Having an attack pilot husband and a son continuously brings a sense of pride and honor to my family. They are serving our country and protecting others, which is a great source of admiration and respect. Second, strong bonds. The nature of military service fosters a strong bond within families. The shared experiences, challenges, and sacrifices definitely brings us closer together and creates a sense of unity. Third, financial stability. Military careers often provide stable income and benefits which contributes to the financial security of the family.
My inspiration to become a pilot was my dad. Ever since I was a kid, every time I see him fly, riding his aircraft, it just felt so amazing. It was very inspirational. Not only me, but also my brothers and sisters. And I think it was such an honor and great opportunity for me to be able to enter the academy the same way that he did and to become an Air Force pilot. Much more that I was able to be assigned here in Strike Wing just like he was. He was also an attack pilot, and right now, me wearing this uniform as an attack pilot as well was just an amazing experience for me. And I think I was kind of molded as well by the people around me when I was a kid. He used to bring me to his office just to play around. That inspired me to be just like him. I knew it wasn't easy to become a pilot, but I decided to be one like him because he was disciplined. He was a quiet person, shy, if I may say so. But through all of it, I can just see his tremendous work. He never boasted about his work. He actually barely talked about his military life. And once I entered the academy, it was only then that I realized how much work he has done for the Air Force and for this country. And that actually inspired me to become a pilot just like him. When I decided to become an attack pilot of the 15th Strike Wing, or simply a pilot of the Air Force, it was the first time I've actually seen him cry because my dad is a very reserved and quiet person. So it actually made me feel so happy because I was able to make him proud. I'm not doing this only for him, but for me as well. And when he found out that I wanted to be just like him, I think that's what every father's dream is, you know, for his son to follow in his footsteps. So I think he was very happy. So that's what he felt. Is there something that I want to change of all the things that happened? I would say no, because my father worked real hard to teach us to be disciplined persons, to grow as great men and women. My father and my mother had a really hard time taking care of me and my siblings because I grew up with 3 older brothers and 2 younger sisters, and most of our age gap is 4 years. So when When my youngest sister was 5 years old, my other sister was 9, and I was 13, and then my older brother was 17, and then the next was 18, and then my eldest brother was 23. So if you can just realize, becoming an officer and an attack pilot of the strike wing and raising 6 children, it was the hardest task of them all. He was raising a literal kid, a toddler, a teenagers, and an adult all at the same time while serving this country. So I can just say that it's just truly admirable.